As the thumbnail says, we're going to look at two Victorinoxes, and I'm going to start by showing you the Cybertool model, which was previously called the 29, and I'll show you why this one was called the Cybertool 29, and it isn't the as-up model. With the knife from my friend Alex on the Leaf Big page. In this case, it'll be 1.605T22. Which he calls Sapphire. But what can I say? I see it as more sky high, much more sky high. Let's see, this is supposedly Sapphire. So if you have any disagreements in the let me know. Proceed, let me know. And there was also another one, that was the 176. Pun T3, which is in onyx. Well, this first tool that we're going to look at has Spartan elements, obviously. Here, have the can opener with the screwdriver. Here we have the three functions, which are the wire stripper or cable stripper, bottle opener, and a screwdriver. Another thing about the Spartan is the main blade. And I was telling you that this was the Cybertool 29 because it rolls fly. The name Cybertool was given after 2015. This was still from the rotor bars right here, and the cross didn't touch the crossbow. Here we have the small blade. The lower part, the rimming all. I always hit the poor ring. And here we have the corkscrew. And now the plus tool stuff is starting right? Because here we have the mini screwdriver. Here it already has the pin. Here it has a pin. And it's also gonna have the tweezers as handle tools. Toothpick. And since it's obviously gonna have a pen. And now come the Cybertools on tools. Here we have the bit holder with the first bit that we're going to see. And here, this is the female part of the bit. This is the male, that's what you call it. And this is the container where the bits go, which we will tell you with the manual of another Cybertool. Here we have the tools. Let's see the functions that Victorinox attributes to these Cybertool tools. It says 15 and 16 for this part that it calls 15 km, which would be the 5mm 3¼ female hexagonal socket or Toko SV connectors. Number 16, which would be over here, is the 4 MIDI female hexagonal socket. Well, I didn't know about this part. There are two functions. Let's go with this one. This is function number 17, which is a 0 Phillips bit. 18, which is this side. It says it's a 1 Phillips bit. Now let's go with 20 and 21, which is this one. TI is a 4mm floater bit, is a flat screwdriver. And on this side, function then to 1, which is bit Philip 2. Let's go with 223. This flat part it's a 4mm hexagonal bit. And 23 a Sorks. You can see it better there. In final, there are our 24 and 25. Is a 10 totally hertz, and 25 is a 15 torques. Those are the Cybertool bits. This system is great that it has safety catch here, right? The bit is very good, so it doesn't fall. Okay, let's go to the dealer's scale. Hey, let's see, let's turn it on. It weighs 97 grams and let's see the width, which is well, it's quite wide. We can see that it would take 2 layers, right? Look, this is what the tool covers. It doesn't have a hook, obviously. And here we see that it would be like 2 layers. How much does it have? And let's see, it looks good. Size 2.1 centimeters. See if you can see it too. I think it looks good. Well, as I told you, it was born as Cybertool 29 in 2001. It would have taken longer than the 34 that came out in 2000. It would only appear in the 2001 catalog and would be seen for the last time in 2021, in 2021, in the 2021 catalog, and in 2022 too. And now Aitor shows you the FASS tool.
Hello everyone, I bring you the FAS90. The FAS90 is a knife with reference zone 3.610, and that has been in the brand's catalog since 2015, although it is not a genuine Victorinox model, but rather has its origin in Bangor. It is a knife that takes the Spartan as its starting point, and to which 2 very specific accessories are added that I will explain to you what they are good for. So, like Spartan, a quick review of the tools. A screwdriver with a scissor and a hole for sewing. A large blade, small blade. Let's see cans with a fine screwdriver. Ooh. Let's see bottles with a large screwdriver and wire stripper. Ring, tweezers, toothpick, and we'll leave this. This here is not an edge, it's not a blade, it's a tool with a small screwdriver inside, a metal cylinder that protects it, and a curved screwdriver. That, instead of being flat, is curved, which is placed on a spring. That is what works on this tool. It's what gives it reactivity. And with that, a couple of extra liners. Victorinox Cibertool. This knife currently has this black color with this advertisement because this is an advertisement, and the advertisement is from a company, Grunilger Heimelger, that is closely related to the subject of what these strange tools are good for. Grunilger Heimelger is a company founded in 1962 with much earlier origins for the sale of accessories for sports shooting.
If you join as a member, Tor gives a masterclass on how to use the FASS90 tool. And this one in a single video, because it is long. And there is also only one video of the Cybertool. And well, these tools that they have, for example, the Cybertool that has the essentials of the screws, of the cyber tools, of the computers, and the basic things. It has the face to calibrate the shooting sights of the rifle, but of a fixed rifle. It is not that it works for all rifles. So here I leave you these two knives. Babs, I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you want to see knives that also have a very precise use, do not miss this one, aka the shade.